Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Lala and you're watching Lala Level Up. So happy new year. Starting off, happy new year to all of you. I wish you so many blessings. I hope you accomplish everything that you desire this year. I hope you're doing your vision boards. I hope you got your planners. I hope you're ready to level up and to be the best version of you this year and to just start new. That's why I love the new year, because it's just like a new beginning. I love like the first day of the month, like, you know, every month I just feel like it's a reset. And now that we're in a new year, it's like a major reset. So I hope you feel encouraged and motivated to, you know, be on your shit. And then also, if you're not, I pray that you get there. And it's not easy to, you know, motivate yourself, but I'm here to help you, okay? So today's video, initially I wanted to come on and talk about something else, but I'm gonna save that video for my next upload. I really wanted to get into all this crazy stuff that's happening in California. If you don't know, which I'm sure you probably know because it's all over social media, we've been having crazy wildfires in California where a lot of homes are being burnt down into literal ashes. And it's LA. It's the very prominent, wealthy community in LA. And for one, I just want to say that my heart goes out to everybody who's been affected, all the businesses that have been affected, all the homes that have been completely devastated, their community, their neighborhoods. Like, it's really freaking sad. Like, it's really super sad to see it literally go up in flames. People are losing everything that they've worked for, their comfort. People, I'm sure, are losing their sanity over this. Like, it's a real trying time. And like I said, the new year just started. So we go from being excited that we have a fresh start to a lot of devastation going on, just putting a lot of weight on people's heart. And then just feeling like they lost everything, because they did lose everything. And then we also had that terrorist attack in Louisiana and New Orleans, which was also really sad. Like, that was on New Year's Day or New Year's Eve. So there's been a lot of things going on, but like specifically I want to talk about the wildfires. So California is hot, super dry. And when you mix that dryness in the bush, you know, in the forest with high winds, you create wildfires. You know, wildfires are created, and they are going off at a crazy rate in multiple different locations in the LA area. And honestly, California does not have the resources to combat this, to contain these fires. Like, they just don't have the resources. Like, I see them trying to put out these fires, and it's looking like a hard time. Like, it's looking like the firefighters are having a crazy hard time. Like, the water hose, it just ain't doing it. Like, it's just not doing it. And I was thinking about it today because someone else mentioned it in a video that I was watching, that like, we have advanced so much in technology, but when it comes to like our fire department, we've been doing the same thing for like 20 years. Like, we have not come up with no new, you know, inventions or tactics or ways to do things in order to put out devastating, crazy, huge fires. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's weird. I also know that in California, they reduced the budget. They took money away, like millions of dollars, like I think $10-14 million from the fire department out in California. And it's like, how do we have money for everything else? And the things that we need money for, we don't have it. Like, why would you take money away from the fire department, which is like clearly emergency services? Like, why did anyone ever think that was a good idea? Like, it's crazy to me. And also, a lot of the homes, probably majority of the homes that are being brought down are $1 million homes. Wealthy people, millionaires, celebrities, people who are well off. And this is not to be insensitive whatsoever, but if anything, this is showing us that even wealthy people can be affected by extreme hardship, because that seems obvious, but a lot of times we look at wealthy people and maybe they even look at themselves like they're untouchable. And I have to get spiritual and biblical with it, but I really think God could be saying like even you can get affected, even you can get touched, because and like I said, not to be insensitive, like I express my condolences, but I can't help but ignore this, you know? So a lot of times you see people go through things in third world countries, even in America, where there's so much things going on that do not affect, you know, the 1% wealthy people. A lot of times it affects middle class people who are like in poverty and really going through it. You see a lot of sick, a lot of famine, a lot of middle class people, poor people problems, and a lot of times the rich are not affected by that. And what this really goes to show us is that no matter your position in life or your status, you can still be affected by traumatic hardship, like your whole house being burnt down. I'm sure this humbles a lot of people, and I'm sure it also shows you like what's really important in life, because it's a beautiful thing to have luxuries and to have a beautiful home, a beautiful car. You know, people work hard for that, I'm sure. And to be able to lose it in an instant when you don't expect it, by something like a fire, like, and witnessing it, your home burning down, all of your possessions, all of your, you know, expensive things, non-expensive things, like photos of your kids, your family, seeing the restaurants you'd go to and parks you'd go to and children's schools being burned down, and all of these memories just come crashing because of these wildfires. And it's really, really devastating. Honestly, I see a lot of people on social media who are in California going through this, and they're saying, you know, I pray that this will end. I pray that God will have mercy. And it's also interesting how a lot of people who don't typically have God as part of their life, when they are going through something like a really, really bad time, that's when a lot of people want to reach out to God. And I get it, because I've been there too, like where God was not the center of my life. But as soon as I was going through a tough time, I'm praying. I'm like, God help me, God help me. And I also hope that God will have mercy. Like, I'm really praying that it rains. Like, I'm praying, and Cali don't even be getting rain like that, but I'm really praying that God would just pour down on the city. Like, and in California, there's so many evil things going on, specifically in LA, specifically in Hollywood, where the industry is evil. The movie industry, the acting industry, the music industry, like there's a lot of evil going on, a lot of sacrifices, a lot of rituals. Like, it's really demonic. Like, California, specifically Hollywood, LA is very, very demonic, you know? And there's so many things that are going on in that city, and I feel like it's very energetic. Like, I feel like what's happening is super like spiritual and energetic. Like, at some point it had to come crashing down, something so evil and demonic as like that place. And whoever knew it was gonna be like this, but it's for a reason. Like, I don't know, maybe it's just me, and I know it's not just me, but I can't help but think that obviously, like, this is God's doing. Like, it's for a reason. And I don't know, I'm not a prophet, I'm not Jesus, clearly I'm not whatever, but just using my own intuition and, like, I don't know, awareness or whatever from my perspective, I feel like this is God, like, speaking to the people. And I'm sure it's going to wake a lot of people up. I'm sure it's showing people, like, you know, all of my earthly possessions that meant so much to me, at the end of it all, like, my life means more. My family means more. Like, when everything is said and done, life is not about your earthly possessions. As much as we put so much, like, emphasis on it, or we put so much, what's the word? I don't know, gravity to it or whatever. Like, just put so much into it and put so much attention on it and stuff like that. When it's all said and done and you're in a situation like that, of course you care that you've lost everything, but at least you have your life, and at least you have your family. There are people who have died as a consequence of this. I mean, I think it was a few people I heard, but it's probably more than that. There are people who are not evacuating. There are people who are still staying at their homes, hoping to save it, hoping that they can put out their own fires. Like, they want to salvage what they have and protect what they have. And it's really disheartening to see. But I hope that this is a wake-up call, not only to the residents in LA, but people all over the world, that it's time to get right. Like, I just feel like it's time to get right. It's time to get right with God. It's time to really step outside of yourself, step outside of the vicious, step outside of earthly desires, step outside of all of these things that at the end of the day doesn't matter. Like, we come from dust, and in an instant you can lose everything. And I'm grateful for every single thing in my life. And if I lost it all, of course I'd be heartbroken. But I still have my life. I still have my family. I still have the things that really truly matter in my heart and in the big scheme of things, you know? And I mean, that's terrible, but you can always get another house. That sounds so insensitive, but like, just like looking at the bigger picture, like, it's terrible. And even like a lot of the singers and celebrities who have lost their homes. I heard Janae Aiko had lost her own, and I'm sure she had all her plaques on the wall, her accomplishments, like her children have grown up in that home, and it's really freaking sad. But I'm sure it makes people look at things with a wider lens, you know, and just say, and a lot of people who probably didn't have that much gratitude or appreciation for their life, I'm sure have a lot now. A lot of times it takes us losing things in order to appreciate them. And maybe a lot of people don't also know like how blessed they are, because it just becomes a way of life, especially when you're like super wealthy. It just becomes like a way of life every day. And sometimes you don't stop and smell the flowers to be like, I'm really freaking blessed. Like, I have more than so many other people. And I don't know, I honestly just feel like it's a wake-up call, not only to people in LA, but all over the world. And I feel like God is really speaking to us, and we need to take heed. That's really how I feel. Like, it's so devastating. And I've been looking into it, doing so much research, and a lot of people are trying to say this is political or global warming and all this stuff. And maybe some of it is global warming, but I just think it's deeper than that. You know, when something goes wrong in the earth, we always put it on global warming. And yes, the earth is getting hotter, but I ain't putting it all on global warming. Like, I'm just not gonna do that. It's a lot. My prayers go out to everybody who has been affected by this tragedy. I'm praying that it rains. Like, I feel like that's kind of the only thing that's really gonna resolve this. Like, like for real. Like, I feel like it just needs to downpour rain, and I'm just praying for that. Like, I'm praying for rain on paper. I'm praying that nobody else will lose their life as a result of this. And I also want to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments. Share your thoughts. And also, I'm really happy to see you guys. I didn't post for some months, and I'm here. I'm back again. My goal is to be very consistent on YouTube this year, and that starts with this video. So leave your thoughts. Let me know what you think. And as always, you can be, do, and have whatever you desire. You are limitless. Until next time, Lala, level up.